guys, Mr. McGuire here for Naaman News. Again, not usually sitting in this seat, which is a little different for me, but I wanted to sit here because we have a very special guest today. We have Officer Stedman. Officer Stedman, thanks for joining and having us. Well, the reason you're here is for a couple of reasons. One, didn't know, is it public knowledge now? Mm-hmm. It is? Yes. Officer Stedman has been promoted to lieutenant. Correct? Everyone, give us a round of applause for Officer Stedman and him making lieutenant.
Thank you.
Huge studio audience that we have today.
Large, very large.
Speaking of large, I feel like I need to pump up, maybe I can get close. I've never seen you out of uniform before. One of the students
said... This is a lot more comfortable.
One of the students said, I've never seen him out of uniform. I didn't know he was that big. I said, yeah, I wouldn't want to fight him.
I think they're making fun of my head.
No.
That's what they're talking about. They're making fun of my head.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, I just wanted to bring you on and say, just personally from Naaman News to you, you've come in on many occasions when we had guests that either canceled or we wanted to hear from you guys, and you never, ever said no. You and Officer Guthrie would come down at a moment's notice to help us out, and always had good information to share and to give to the students, and I really appreciate it. And no one, this is not public knowledge, but last year we actually did a documentary, and Officer Stedman was very influential in bringing some police officers in just to get their opinions and some stories of what it's like to be a cop. I don't live in that world. You don't live in that world. And it was eye-opening to see what they go through, what they have to deal with, and then to just go to the next call. And it was so enlightening for me, and my students were just shaking their heads. They had no idea. And we put this piece together. Unfortunately, things didn't work out down the road, so it never got aired. But the experience for the students to actually hear from the police officers' mouths what they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, it put a completely different perspective on it. And you didn't have to do that. And so
I enjoyed it.
Well, we really appreciate it. I still have students that talk about those interviews, so thank you. And thank you so much for what you've done to the school. We're safe because of you and Officer Guthrie and the sacrifices that y'all make for us.
Thank you.
And you're not paid nearly what you should be. And
I am now.
Good. Is the pay grade gone up just a little bit?
It's quite a bit different. Yeah,
excellent. Well, what's probably the biggest thing you're looking forward to in your new position?
I have to say, coming to Naaman probably saved my career.
Really?
I'm very, very thankful to everybody here at Naaman, the staff, the students. When you're working patrol, nothing's positive. I mean, every time you deal with somebody, they're been a victim of the crime, or they're the person you're arresting, or a loved one's been the victim of a crime. And I always work nights, and so everything's just bad. You're having to deliver a death message. And when I came here, it's back to reality. It's normal people that are just good people. I mean, even some of the kids that I've had the worst screaming matches for in the office, I mean, 90% of them I have a good relationship with now. I was eating out with my family this weekend and ran into one of those kids.
Oh, really?
He came up and gave me a hug. You don't get those kind of things working patrol for the most part.
Right.
Here, it's just different. You're here for 4 years with the freshmen that come in, and you build relationships with them. Some of them not so good, but for the most part, they're good. And you see people just at their core. The parents here want their kids to come to school, be safe. They care about their kids like you care about your kids. It re-energized me to take the lieutenant's test and go back to patrol. So I feel like this has just opened up a new, chapter in my life to go back and take some of that to the young patrol guys that, not everything is doom and gloom. People really do respect and support and appreciate the things that you do, and maybe direct some of those young men and women to come into the SRO unit, And again, I'm so proud and happy for the last 4 years to have been a part of this Naaman Forest High School family, and I just can't thank y'all enough. I mean, I've loved every minute of it, and I went back and forth about promoting, and I took the test, and I just put it in God's hands. If He wanted me to go, something would work out, and it worked out. But if I could be a lieutenant and stay here at Naaman, I would stay here. Absolutely. I love it here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You've made a huge influence on a lot of people's lives.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hopefully not all of them are bad.
No, the kids I talk to, they appreciate your vulnerability. They appreciate you taking time to talk with them. And like I said, I just completely give a different light to police work, and you guys are humans just like we are.
Well, and I hope that some of the young men and women that have sat through some of those classes, I mean, I hope that if they had any interest in police work, they follow through with it. I've talked multiple times, the best thing that we can do as a city is promote within our high schools. Go out there, reach out to the kids that have some interest, tell some of the girls that girls can be police officers too, and get homegrown kids to be back into the community being police or firemen or teachers or whatever it may be.
Right.
It makes life better, it makes things better. And now that I'm a lieutenant, if you're interested, you can come and eventually work for me.
There you go. That's cool. That's really neat. And you have a pride because you're from the city and you want to take care of the city.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Your family's from here, so you have roots here.
Right. You've got interests. Well, again, I could go on and on, but I just wanted to formally say thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome back anytime. We'd love to have you.
I'll be coming up here and bugging y'all.
Excellent. And I've got a couple of tickets I want to talk to you about. Guys, we've got a really special piece from a student Michaela put together. Can't wait for you to see it. It's about the sacrifices that parents make for their students. So hope you enjoy.
One of the sacrifices my parents have done for me is leave their family behind to come here so I can get a better education and do things they never got to do themselves when they were my age.
My parents have made a lot of sacrifice for me to be in this country, get a good education, have a nicer lifestyle. They had a comfortable life in our country. They didn't have any problems, but they went the extra mile and tried to get me to a better country where I would have more opportunities to become more than they could and be able to do more than they could. And yeah, I'm thankful for that.
One of the biggest sacrifices my mom made was her young life, her teenage years. She came over here when she was like 13, 14, and she basically had to start all over, new life, new everything, but it was for a good cause.
To be good and to be great children, and they have been a great example for us. My parents are very hardworking. I've seen my dad come from work at 12 p.m. and I see his tired face, but he wants the best for us, so he does all the sacrifices for us to be good. And my siblings and I may not be the best children. We are very rebel and stuff, but we know they love us and then they want the best for us, so we can be an example for other people like they were for us, and so we can be great parents for our children like our parents were for us. And I'm very thankful for my parents. They're the best thing that that has happened in my life, and I wouldn't trade them for anything.
The sacrifice come here. Yeah, they left everything there in Mexico to come here to create a new life after they have everything there.
I want to say I'm thankful for them, even though I don't always am able to show it. We forget, we don't realize everything our family does for us until you actually sit down and think about it. But every day your family is doing something for you. They're supporting you, they're feeding you, providing shelter for you, and you just never think of that.
I'd like to thank them so much. I appreciate everything they've done. I may not show it, but I truly do admire how they just try all this. They literally do so much for me, and I don't even thank them enough for it. I don't realize they do certain things like make me food, and clean my room when I'm not around. That's something I have to thank them for it, every day. It's a daily thing I have to do, but I don't. And that's something that people should realize. It's not something that they have to do. Just because they're parents doesn't mean they have to do things for you. And that's just start thanking them for everything they do for you.
What I want to say, Mom, I love her. I love you, Mother. But not only that, I want to thank her so much. She influences education on me, and a huge thing why she came over here was for a better future for her future kids, which now I'm here, the future is here. And I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me.
I appreciate everything they have done for me, from working hard for me to have anything I need or want, and for loving me and for being a great example for me.
It's hard. I don't think there's a word to describe my family. Family is the best at this.
Hard workers.
Yeah, they're indescribable. That's the word, indescribable. And that's because they're amazing people. They support you for anything you do. They have gone through hell and back. And my family's just the best. They are my everything.
Thank you for that touching piece on parents. And now I'm here with Isaiah Nickerson, Kyle Coates, 2 members of the golf team, me and myself as well. And what I wanted to ask y'all is we have a regionals preview this weekend in Waco. So for y'all, how do you feel about this team's chances this year at winning district, and not only that, getting back to regionals in April?
I feel if we keep working hard at every aspect of our game and just keep working at it, we have a good chance of winning district and going back to Waco for regionals and maybe even winning it. So, yeah.
I also feel the same way. I feel if we work hard these next few weeks and we do our stuff and get it done right, we can definitely go back to regionals. And since Rockwall's out of our district, we have a good shot. We just have to beat Saxe and Garland this year. So I really believe we can go to regionals this year.
All right, well, thank y'all for taking the time to come down here. And that's all we got for you today. Thanks for watching Name News. We'll see you tomorrow.